Okay, hello everyone. We are Group 4 and our topic is on iron deficiency anemia. I'm Joshua and here are my other group members.
I'm Zhi.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Bing. I'm Cheryl. I'm Jimmy.
So I'm Ziyun and this is the content. So this is our case scenario. Miss Jolene, a 25-year-old stewardess, is 1.76 meters tall but weighs only 45 kg. She was sent to the hospital after a fall on the street due to giddiness. She was found to have brittle spoon-shaped nails upon physical examination. Her serum hemoglobin level is 6.6 and serum iron level is 40. There was no evidence of fever, jaundice, pruritus, dark-colored urine, obvious bleeding, or melena. The doctor then started Jolene with the following medication, which is oral ferrous fumarate 200 mg BD and SC protein beta 4000 IU once weekly. Okay, so this is the diagnosis, which is iron deficiency anemia. The first one is physical examination, and she was found to have brittle spoon-shaped nails, as well as low hemoglobin level of 6.6, where the normal range is supposed to be 12 to 15.5. And the serum iron level is also low, which is 40, as the normal range is 50 to 170. So this is the pathophysiology. Firstly, there's inadequate intake of dietary iron, and it's due to vegetarian diet and inadequate protein intake. Vegetarian diet might cause inadequate intake of dietary iron as they are unable to consume red meat, liver or organ meat, or shellfish, etc. that are rich in iron. So secondly is decreased absorption, that partial or total gastrostomy, chronic diarrhea, and malabsorption syndrome. Malabsorption syndrome is where the small intestine can't absorb enough of certain nutrients and fluids. Thirdly is increased iron requirements, which is pregnancy and lactation. And lastly is due to blood loss, which is gastrointestinal bleeding, especially due to ulcers or chronic aspirin use and menstrual losses. So these are the four risk factors. Firstly is women, infants and children, frequent blood donors and vegetarians. For women lose blood during menstruation, therefore they have a greater risk of iron deficiency anemia. Secondly, followed by infants and children. Infants is because, especially those who are low birth weight or born prematurely, they do not get enough iron from breast milk or formula. That's why they are at risk of iron deficiency. As for children, they need extra iron during growth, hence if healthy and varied diet is absent, he or she also may be at risk of anemia. Thirdly, frequent blood donors. People who routinely donate blood may have an increased risk as blood donation can deplete iron stores. Low hemoglobin related to blood donation may be a temporary problem too. Lastly, vegetarians, as people who do not eat meat may have greater risk of iron deficiency anemia if they do not eat other iron-rich food aside from vegetables.
These are the 6 clinical manifestations for anemia. Color means the unhealthy pale appearance. Therefore, patient will show lack of color in the skin, mucous membranes, conjunctiva, and ear veins. This is due to the blood redistribution to vital organs and lack of hemoglobin. So, patient will also experience increased heart rate and respiratory rate, which is due to an attempt to increase cardiac output and tissue perfusion. So next, angina, fatigue, dyspnea on exertion and night cramp is due to tissue hypoxia. So patient will also experience pain in the bone, and this is due to erythropoietin release, which helps to stimulate red blood cells production in the bone marrow. Headache, dizziness, and dim vision might occur due to cerebral hypoxia, and heart failure may develop in severe anemia. So these are the specific clinical manifestations for iron deficiency anemia. They are brittle spoon-shaped nails, choliomycia, smooth sore tongue, chiriosis, which is the cracks at the corner of the mouth, and pica, the craving of an unusual substance such as clay or starch. So these few symptoms are the cause of chronic iron deficiency. So these are the few diagnostic tests that could be done to diagnose a patient with iron deficiency anemia. First is serum ferritin level. Secondly is serum iron level. Third is full blood count, and lastly is bone marrow aspiration. So the few medical management that can be done is blood transfusion, iron replacement therapy, and oral iron supplements for 6 to 12 months. Example like ferrous sulfate and iron sucrose. And if oral iron is not well absorbed in the body, intravenous or intramuscular dextran will be used.
Now I will talk about nursing care management. First one, consume food high in iron. Take with vitamin C for better absorption. Second one, take supplements 1 hour before meals or 2 hours after meal to maximize iron absorption. Thirdly, Mistrolin is given ferrous fumarate by doctor. It's oral liquid and within the teeth. So best to take drug through a straw.
Yeah.
So next one, schedule dose of iron liquid 2 hours before tetracycline if patient is taking the drug, because iron reduce the absorption of tetracycline. Next one, inform patient that stool color may change to dark green or black because of adverse effect of drug. Last one, increase weight and fiber intake to prevent constipation caused by iron supplement. Now I will introduce the drug ferrous fumarate. The indication of the drug is to treat iron deficiency anemia. From the Mistrolin condition, her serum iron level is 40. Normal range of serum iron level is 50 to 170. So her serum iron level is less than normal range. So this drug is indicated. Next one. Contraindication of the drug: hypersensitivity to drug and hemochromatosis if iron overload and hemolytic anemia.
Okay, so next up we have the mechanism of action for ferrous fumarate. The action is that it replenishes depleted stores of iron in the bone marrow. And the effect of it would be to increase blood serum levels in the body, and it will also increase red blood cells produced in the body. Okay, so next up, the adverse effects of ferrous fumarate would be dark stools, constipation, and temporary discolored tooth enamel. Dark stools is an expected side effect of ferrous fumarate and is not harmful at all, while constipation and temporary discoloration of tooth enamel can be prevented by taking precautions which would be further elaborated in the further slides. Okay, next we have the nursing considerations when administering ferrous fumarate. For oral or liquid doses, it is best to make sure that the patient takes the medication on an empty stomach, as it ensures the maximum absorption of the medication. Also, to avoid taking the medication with any milk or antacids, as they may cause a drug-food interaction and might reduce the absorption of iron medications. For liquid doses of iron supplements, it is best to take the medication through a plastic straw or placed at the back of the tongue to prevent the medication from staining the teeth, as liquid forms of iron supplements tend to discolor tooth enamel. Okay, moving on, we have the nursing considerations when monitoring therapeutic effects of ferrous fumarate. The purpose of monitoring the therapeutic effect of the drug is to evaluate the effectiveness of the iron supplement on the patient to see whether or not the changes are needed. One way to evaluate the effectiveness of the drug is to monitor the patient's tolerance of activities of daily living, such as transferring, eating, or bathing, energy levels, and overall immunity. As an improved tolerance of ADLs, energy levels, and overall immunity are key indicators that the patient is experiencing therapeutic effects of the drug. Okay, next up, we have the nursing considerations to minimize or monitor the therapeutic effects of ferrous fumarate. So the common effects of ferrous fumarate are constipation and dark stools. So we will have to advise our patients to consume plenty of fluids and to encourage a high fiber diet to minimize the constipation caused by the drug. As for dark stools, it is an expected side effect. We will have to educate the patient that their stool color may change to either dark green or black. This is to alleviate the patient's anxiety, as they will not be alarmed if they notice a change in their stool color. We will also need to educate the patient that in case of iron toxicity, defurosamine would be administered. Lastly, one special point to take note of is that we would have to obtain a drug history of the patient and check whether they are on drugs such as tetracycline, ciprofloxacin, levofloxacin, and levothyroxine, as iron supplements might have a drug interaction with these medications, and it also might hinder the absorption of the medications.
Talking about heparin beta. Okay, so heparin beta is indicated when there's a need to increase the hemoglobin levels. In the case of nistrogen, a hemoglobin level is 6.6 when the normal range is 12 to 15.5. Thus, there's a need for this drug, heparin. So some of the contraindications with heparin is hypersensitivity to the drug and human albumin, and also uncontrolled hypertension. So the way the drug works is that it stimulates meiotic activity of the erythroid progenitor cells in the bone marrow. It will cause the release of reticulocytes and from the bone marrow and into the bloodstream. Okay, so one of the special points is to check if nistrogen has ever had or have high blood pressure before administering heparin beta, as one of the contraindications is uncontrolled high blood pressure, which can result in seizures or strokes. So some of the adverse effects of heparin is hypertension, seizures, and venous thromboembolism. Venous thromboembolism is when blood clot forms in the veins.
I will show you about 5 nursing considerations about heparin beta. Administering drug correctly, routine injection site for subcutaneous injection. The rationale is appropriate administration is important to achieve optimal effect of the medication. The purpose is to evaluate effectiveness of the drug, monitor hemoglobin and hematocrit result. The rationale is any increase in hematocrit and hemoglobin levels, it can increase red blood cells production. For hypertension, monitor white size, especially blood pressure, seizures, check neurological status for signs and symptoms of seizures. The thromboembolism, monitor patient for signs such as swelling, war and pain in the extremities, shortness of breath or chest pain. Next, we will do the role play about health teaching according to these few points.
Okay, good morning, Miss Jolene. Good morning. Okay, so we are your staff nurses, so you'll be discharged today, is that right? Yes. So before you have to be discharged, we're going to have to go through something so that you'll be able to go through the treatment on your own effectively. So for your medications, like your iron tablets, will have some side effects, such as high blood pressure, which can show symptoms like blurred vision, headaches, dizziness, and also thromboembolism will be another side effect, which will cause swelling, chest pain, and swelling of your extremities. Lastly, in order to check for your efficacy of your medication, would be to actually check your tolerance of daily activities after you take medication, and also whether you feel any relief from all for your past symptoms. So do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so now my colleague will talk to you about how you should be taking your medication.
Good morning. So for the medication or tablet and liquid, you best to take on empty stomach and do not take with milk or fatty acid together. And for the oral liquid, and it's best to take with a plastic straw or you need to put on the back of your tongue and to decrease the discoloration and tooth enema.
Okay, so I hope you had a great stay at the hospital and that you will get well soon.